Hey, what's up? It's Curtis, aka Scruff McGruff, just for today. Um, yeah, I woke up this morning and I didn't shave. Um, I wasn't motivated. No, I'm just playing. Um, Today's video is actually about motivation versus self-discipline. So I'm going to go over this with you guys. So the problem with motivation is motivation doesn't last. You know what I mean? And so let me just go over with what happens to motivation. What happens with motivation is that basically, so you start feeling motivated. So you go on YouTube, right? And you watch this video, and you see this video, and some guy's just working out in the gym and just fucking pumping weights and fucking just killing it in the gym, and he's buff as fuck, and you're like, man, I want to be that. And you're like, fuck, man, I gotta do that, man. I gotta come up with this schedule, and I gotta work out like that, and yeah, I'm gonna be buff like that, and I'm gonna be that guy. So you work towards it, right? So then you gotta go to work, right? So you go to work and you're like, yeah, I'm about to start working out, and I'm gonna get buff, I'm gonna be big as fuck, and all of this. And then you get home from work and you're tired. You're like, man, I can't forget about working out, man. And that motivation starts dying down, right? So then motivation starts dying down. Then you wake up the next morning and that motivation is gone because you didn't act on it, right? And that's what happens with motivation is good to inspire you to like give you this goal, like, woo, yeah, I'm gonna get buff as fuck. Yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. But that's all it's good for, is to give you this like fake feeling of like, yeah, I'm all in, I'm ready. Yeah, hell yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. And then even like people that do it, like they get motivated and they see people and they're like, that's who I want to be. And they see this buff ass dude that's been working out for the last 10 years. And he has this crazy ass schedule, and you're like, yeah, I'm going to start with that schedule. I'm going to start with that routine. And you start working out, and by week 1, you're tired as fuck, and your motivation is gone because you can't keep up with this motherfucker. Because he's been doing it for 10 years. Like, how can you keep up with this guy? How can you expect to be able to work out at that intensity level when you just started? You know what I mean? So motivation sometimes motivation over-motivates you and puts you in a situation that you're not ready for yet. So it actually demotivates you because you're not there yet. And you're looking at this guy and you want to be that guy today. You're trying to put in the work that he's putting in so you could be like that in 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And motivation, that's what motivation does. It tricks you into believing that that's what you got to be today. You know, you got to work that hard. You got to be that person. But you're you. And you got to start where you're at, not where that person's at. So that's how motivation can be tricky. And then, so it's not, you don't want to think, self-discipline allows you, see, motivation is what you want to be. It inspires you to be what you want to be. But you're not there yet. Self-discipline is being that. Being that, going to the gym every day. You know what I mean? It's starting somewhere. It's being that person. Is being, not what you want to be. Because then that gives you this false hope of, I'm going to be buff like that. But self-discipline is just putting in the work when you don't want to, but you know it's the right thing to do. So what happens with self-discipline is you get rid of motivation. Motivation is then self-discipline. Self-discipline is taking the action that needs to be taken to get to where you want to be. But self-discipline isn't really about getting to this goal. It isn't about getting to this place. It's about being. It's about doing the things that you need to do. So there's no goal attached to self-discipline. It's I'm going to do this every day, whether I want to or not. And I will get results. How quick the results come, when the results come, that doesn't matter. What matters is that no matter what, this morning, when I wake up, I'm taking my ass to the gym. No matter how I feel, no matter what excuses I come up with, today I'm going to the fucking gym, and that's it. That's the difference between self-discipline and motivation. Motivation, you always need something like, oh yeah, I'm inspired, let's do it. So you gotta watch. You can watch motivational videos every day of your life. And for some people, that might help. But self-discipline is getting your own ass up, getting out of bed, putting in the work, putting in those hours, whether you feel good, whether you don't feel good. And that's where self-discipline comes in, is doing what you need to do every day, whether you want to or not. And that's where the good feeling comes in. That's the real motivation, is like, I'm going to do this whether I want to or not. Whether I feel like it or not. This is what I need to do. That's real motivation. And once you learn self-discipline, then you don't need motivation. And when you don't need motivation, you have self-discipline. So I would aim for self-discipline. Do every day what you know you need to do, and that's it. So, motivation versus self-discipline. What's better? You decide. You tell me. You write a comment below. You tell me what's better. I just told you self-discipline versus motivation. Now you tell me what's better. What works, what doesn't. And go out there and do it. Like, subscribe, comment the video, share it if you must, and you let me know what's better, self-discipline or motivation. Peace.